So, ladies and gentlemen, double whammy from Insane Gorilla. And welcome to a new one. What if Issei was a crusader? Now, the crusaders, if you watching, well, watching, human history, the crusaders were a holy order of soldiers from the Bronze Age, not Bronze Age, from the Metal Age, uh, from the ancient past. Basically, where Rome was still around, where the Roman Empire was still a thing. So yeah, but it's going to be a bit of a difference. Hopefully, you'll see in a few seconds a few images that will show you what I'm talking about. And the images should be of a crusader-like person and a Templar from the Warhammer universe with a well with a Krieg soldier in front. Basically, I'm taking both aspects from the Crusader, from the era where Rome was around, and the Templar from the Warhammer universe. Now, I'm going to add both of these two together because I'm going to add the Warhammer, Templar from the Warhammer universe in as the main base. Because Issei is not going to be the same pervy man we know him in High School DxD. If any of you have watched it. If you have, I feel sorry for you. Because that is very pervy. Very, very pervy. Anyway. Let's start this story off, shall we? We start off with Issei being born. Now his parents are still the same parents, so don't worry about that. But he doesn't have the same friends. He has different friends. Start is he's actually friends with Kiba. So, yeah. This is when he was actually in high school, skipping his childhood to high school days, where he actually meets Kiba, and actually both of them get on very well. Kiba actually has a problem with Issei when they actually spar with sparring sticks from Kendo class. I think it's Kendo. Yeah. Because both of them are actually very good at combat. They often enter tournaments together, and when it's 2 versus 2, these two would always wreck house. Issei has more of a charge in approach, charge in and punch with a full might when needed. He doesn't like literally punch his opponents because otherwise he would be kicked out. So you get what I mean. So Issei has the power, has quite a bit of strength behind him. And plus, when Kiba and Issei are not actually at school, they actually go to the gym quite a few times. And they, practice there as well. Issei, whenever he's on his own, just goes to the gym by himself to focus on his focus on getting a bit musclier. Now, a lot of the girls do like him because he's not a perv. B, he's actually good friends with Kiba, which all the girls seem to literally be bay over him. Be literally arse over Apex for Kiba. And, because he's friends with Kiba, a lot of the girls like him because he's also good with swordman, has a very good swordsmanship. And him and Kiba usually always spar together and always battle to a tie. Now, we head on to where Issei meets the fallen angel. I can't rightly remember her name because she's not worth it. And she tries to seduce him. I mean, try, aka she falls smack on her face when he declines her. Says, sorry, but no. For starters, I don't. I'm saying this as if it was him, so don't get offended, any of you out there. He just simply says, sorry, but I don't go with girls who are all of a sudden very, very clingy. Again, no offense to any girl out there who are clingy. It's all part of the what if. So, no offense to any of you people out there who are clingy, okay? Just saying. As he also tells her some other things I'm not going to say, as she runs off crying. As Kiba says, what the hell was that? What the hell was that about? You just made that poor girl cry for no reason. As Issei says, she tried to seduce me to go out with her. So I declined and told her a few things that she really needs to open her eyes about. So that's why I just told her the truth. As he walks off, as he asks Kiva, you coming or are you just standing there like a lemon? As Kiva follows. A few days later, Kiva goes to Rias to say that there was a fallen angel around. Rias, being concerned, saying, well, knowing who Kiva's friend is, and knowing that he's also a very good swordsman, asks Kiva to continue being Issei's friend, as they've always been, and try to protect him at all costs. Kiva nods, saying, yes, Miss Grimmery, although him defending himself is more like you need to defend others, because he comes out with some pretty good insults. Now, Rias is a bit concerned, because she knows who the fallen angel is, as all of you guys, if you've ever watched High School DxD. I've watched it and I can't remember her name for the bloody life of me. I feel stupid. Oh well. As well, Issei goes back home and talks to his mother and his father. They're both the same in this anyway, so. Okay. But they do know that he goes to a kendo club with Kiba, so they often ask how things are going with him and Kiba. Issei would often say they're fine. As well, the day comes to where Issei actually went to the park to meet up with Kiba, as the same girl finds him again as she tries once again to seduce him to go on a date with her. And this time she changed her appearance to hopefully attract him more. But Issei, seeing right through it, that it was just her trying to get him to go out with her, turns around once again and says no. Hang on a minute, guys. Okay, sorry about that, guys. Maybe left off. Issei told the girl no again, which really pisses her off, and because it's nighttime, she decides to reveal who she really is, as her name is Renee. I just had to look it up. And she says the whole plan of me going out with a pathetic boy like you was meant to go off without a hitch. I was never told you're resilient. That you're a resilient little fucker. As he says, standing there sort of awestruck that there's a girl who just changed her entire appearance in front of him and grew a pair of black wings. No racist comment meant there. And is actually older than she looks. So he is sort of like standing there with a very creeped out look on his face, like saying, Jesus Christ. God help me. If somebody wanted to go out with you, you're going to have to reveal yourself truly to them. Jesus fucking Christ. You, lady, have a problem. You need to go and get that sorted out. As she fully flips out on him, saying, are you mentally impaired, or do you not give a royal fuck that somebody just grew a pair of wings from their back and is flying? And Issei just looks at her still, saying, oh, I'm thoroughly freaked out, but what is even more freaky is that you're half naked. That's even more freaky. Now, if you were actually my age, I would go out with you, but considering I quickly seduced that you were trying to go out with me because of some odd reason, and not actually being honest, I can't deny you for trying, but yeah, you just suck at lying. As she throws one of her spears of light into his guts, as Issei falls backwards, and she says, there, taste that, mortal. And she flies off. Now, this is where a good time passes, and, well, somebody walks up to him and says, huh, interesting kid. You actually stood up to a fallen angel, and yet you are still alive. Honestly, laws forbid us to interfere with humans and their daily lives, but you are intriguing. Tell you what, kid, if you promise to serve somebody, I put you under, will you be grateful? As Issei, well, slowly nods his head without saying a word, as he says, good. I see you don't want to die, which is good news. Tell you what, do you want to go and get some revenge on her as well? As Issei just slowly says, yes, I do. I already saw through her trick once. I will kill her before she tries anything else to anyone else. As this man smiles and says, good. I was hoping you'd say that. From now on, you will help and serve with dignity. As Issei asks for his, well, just says this, what's your name? There's this man who is actually covering his head, says, my name is unimportant. But I'm sure you'll find out soon enough. As a bit of red hair falls from this guy's, in front of this guy's face. As he sort of has a magic circle appear around his hand that grows bigger as it engulfs Issei. Now, when Issei wakes up, again he wakes up in his bed, huffing and puffing as his mum walks in saying, Issei, there you are. Issei, you're awake. As she says, you've been out for days. Kiva found you in the forest. Kiva found you in the park. Unconscious. And brought you back. He's been popping in every now and again to keep an eye on you. To make sure that you're okay in that. Really? Well, I need to pay him a visit then and tell him thank you. Oh, my head. As he says, Mum just says, are you okay? As he just says, yeah, I'm okay. I've just got one massive headache. Do you mind if I go back to sleep for a bit? Because I gotta admit, I don't feel 100%. As she just walks to the door saying, of course, don't worry. Keeper's gonna come along tomorrow anyway and help you out with your homework. That the school sent. Hearing homework, Issei jumps out of bed saying, really? How much did I miss on? Oh, I hate homework. As she also says, don't worry, Kendo class is going to be harder as well, due to you missing out a few days of it. As Issei says, fuck, under his breath. But his mother still hears it and says, don't you use that attitude in this household. As Issei says, sorry, Ma. As she walks out. As Issei goes back to sleep. A day later, Kiba turns up, knocks on the door, and asks if Issei is in the room. Well, in his room, which he is presently surprised to see him downstairs. As Kiba says, hey dude, how you doing? As Issei turns around and looks at him. Honestly, Kiba, my head feels like it's been slammed into a tumble dryer, then put in the toilet for 2 days. That's what I feel like at the minute. As he sits down at the table with a glass of water. As, well, Kiba sits down next to him and says, right, let's get this homework sorted out, shall we? As Issei says, yes, let's. Eventually, after a few hours of doing homework, Kiba says, by the way, I've got some people who actually want to meet you in the Occult Research Club. You know I've joined that, right? As Issei says, I know, you've been a part of that since it started up. Why bring this up now? As he says, well, I kind of want you to join it. I think you might fit in very well there. You're smart, you don't hesitate to speak your mind, so it seems suitable for you. Okay, Kiba. I I will I'll come and have a look. See what's going on. See if I like it or not. As Kiba sort of says, yes! Finally, I'm gonna have somebody else to talk to apart from those girls. As Issei just sort of remarks to himself, saying, he was still got fangirls even in this occult research club. What a surprise. As a few more days pass, as Issei finally goes back to school, after he went to the doctors to see if he was fully okay. As he finally gets to school, he goes straight to the Cult Research Club, which he is surprised to see Kiba already waiting. As they both enter to see a beautiful, as he says in his head, a beautiful redhead sitting behind a desk with a girl with long dark black hair with dark yellowish eyes, and the girl with pure white hair with bright yellow eyes and stuffing her face full of snacks. And Kiba, who just walks over and says, "Hello, Miss Grimmery." Well, Rias. He doesn't say Grimmery just yet. He just says, "Rias, this is Issei, as I was telling you about." Trying to play it off that he never told Rias Issei's name. As Rias says, "Hello, Issei. Nice to see you at long last." As Issei sort of grabs Kiba's ear, saying, "Really? You got nowhere with these girls, have you?" It's sort of a running prank, or sort of a running joke he pulls with Kiba every so often. As Kiba says, "They're my friends, I'm not going to pull anything shifty on them." As they both laugh, sort of both have a little chuckle with themselves. As Rias says, "Is there anything I should be worried about with you two?" Sort of keeping an eye on Issei, because she can sense his magic power, and there's something very familiar about the power itself. As Rias says, "Well, Issei, how do you like the Occult Research Club so far? I see you already met, well, Kiba, and according to him, you two have been friends ever since you were little." As, well, Issei says, "Yeah," just says, "Well, technically, yes. We've been friends ever since I was little, and ever since I joined the Kendo Club, me and him have battled each other to a standstill. Every time. Neither of us can get an edge over one another." As Rias then drops the bombshell saying, "We devils aren't particularly easy to get rid of." As Issei's got another puzzled look, saying, "Devils? First there's fallen angel business, now there's devils. What are you going to say next? That there's angels around?" As Rias nods her head, saying, "Yeah, pretty much." As Issei's jaw just hits the floor. Not literally. Figuratively. As he just says, "Oh, come on, really? How many magical things am I going to find out today?" As his arm, well, as his back, well, as he leans slightly forwards a bit, as his wings pop out of his back. And he says, as Rhea says, oh, now do you believe us? Look at your back. As Issei turns his head to the left and to the right to find two pairs of wings forming from his back. As he kind of freaks out, saying, what the hell? As Rhea says, well, now that we're all here, as her wings appear, along with Akuno's and Kokoro's and Kiba's. As Issei says, Kiba, you're a devil. As he says, sorry, Issei, I didn't want to lie to you. But, things kinda have to work this way. As Rhea says, you're a devil, and according to one of the higher ups, I don't know who found you, but they decided to give you to me. According to them, you took 8 rooks, a knight, hell, you even took a bishop, took both of their bishops. So you are more than you should be. So now they've got to bring their things all back up to full strength again. As Issei says, wait, pawns? I took 8 pawns, a knight, and 2 bishops. What do you guys have? Why do you guys call your members? Why do you guys call people from chest pieces? As Akuno and Rias both explain, well, Rias mainly explains it, that the devils find things like chest or chess to be more akin to their style. As she explains about the battle between heaven and hell, between the angels and devils, as a new fallen angel faction appeared from the angels. Saint Michael kicked them all out of heaven due to yada yada yada. God's been doing God things, haven't seen him for some time. And Azazel is the leader of the fallen angels. After their last fallen angel leader got kicked out of office, per se. And you met a fallen angel named Reyes. Yeah, I think it's Reyes. No, Rize, there we go. Sorry. Memory again. As Issei hears her name, he tenses up, saying, can we move on from this subject? As Rias drops it, saying, I see that name causes you a lot of grief. As Issei says, well, of course it causes me a lot of grief. She stabbed me through my bloody innards. And I almost died. And this is where the usual parts of the anime come in. Issei does his usual stuff. Works with Kiba a few times. Delivers notices to devil sympathizers and that, and all the rest. As well, they actually get a call about a servant that went rogue. And during this time, Issei found out that he had the Welsh dragon with him, because he got ambushed yet again by another fallen angel. As this one is the same one who faces him last time. And she says you've got a secret gear. Screw this, I am out of here. And yet again by that man, who call themselves Xerxes. Or Doversieg. As Rias sort of helps him out again. Rias doing the same thing in canon, where she actually sleeps next to him just until he wakes up. Obviously being scarred naked again, and yada yada yada. I know I've got that backwards, but yeah. Do you guys really care if people get it backwards? Oh, it's just. Do you really? Because I sure as hell don't. As long as the story is entertaining, I don't really mind. But hey. As well, they go to a warehouse, which is where Issei brings out the Welsh dragon. As tries to bring out the Welsh dragon. As he figures out the dragon's name is Dreg, as he tries to get Dreg out. As he says, I might have to go at it with my own fists, because Dreg isn't responding or talking to me. So this is going to go a bit different. This servant, there's not just one, there is two of them. Both as crazy as, the last. As they both fight Rias, Akano, Kiba, he's saying Kokoro, the little girl, not the girl, that turns out to be a cat as well. As well, Issei gets pinned in the corner. Kiba tries to help him, but ends up getting swatted aside by the other one. But before the crazed individual could cut him in two, a shield appears on Issei's left arm as he lifts it up to block the attack, which it goes off with a satisfying bang. As Rias sees this, along with Akano and the rest, Kiba is sort of impressed that Issei has a shield. As he stands up and charges at the servant, knocking her off of her feet, because she's a giant spider. Or off of her legs. All 8 of them. As he jumps and slams the shield on her face. As she disintegrates. Just by him alone. As the shield disappears. Rias is saying, well, that's that done. But Issei, why didn't Drake answer you, and why did the shield appear instead of Drake? Issei just shrugs, says, no idea. I have no idea at all, Rias. As they just, well, they all go home. And this is where he meets Asuna. A few days later, anyway. Because he's not a pervert, he's not really going to be giving off that little, like, really incentive smile of seeing her underwear, considering she's a nun. So, hey. But because she's a nun and he's just a devil, he keeps his, well, sort of keeps his distance, but he still helps her out. And they spend a bit of time together talking, getting to know each other. And then comes Siegfried's place. Siegfried still gives that whole little creepy little speech about this exorcist is going to blow your little devil head off. As Issei has heard of exorcists and know that they are, well, some are very good and some are just downright stupid, like this guy. As Zexy pulls out a gun with holy bullets, as he says, now die, as he fires twice. Issei just dodging both of the bullets as they hit the wall. And then a magic circle appears as two fallen angels turn up as they help Xerxes out and trying to kill Issei. Issei pulls out his left, well, pulls out the shield on his left and tries to block both of the all three assaults, to find out that he had actually been hit by a bullet smack in the arm. And it doesn't, well, it burns, but not to the extent of how it should be. And this is where Issei finds out that he's grown a bit. And it's not because of the fighting, it's because he's actually grown without himself realizing. But the fallen angels, and, well, Siegfried have noticed, as he has grown to a state where he actually has to duck to stay in the room. As Asuna, the brunette, walks out. Not the brunette. You know, the one with the yellow hair. Walks out. She sees Issei and says, "Is that you, Issei?" As he says, "Yeah, pretty much. I just didn't realise I got so tall while I was in a fight." And Siegfried says a devil can turn into a giant. This is new, as they continue to attack him. Asuna tries to stop it, but she gets slapped and taken away after the cavalry turn up. And this is after Issei had dealt with the two angels with his bare hands. Because when he dealt with the two angels, Siegfried actually, pissed himself. Or shat himself, I should say. As he says, What the hell? You're too tall, so how the hell did you move that fast all the way across the room? As Issei says, are you blind? I've got long ass legs. I could practically just barely jog in this room. But by the way, tell that to your two fallen angel friends. As he actually turns around with one of them in his hand. Well, one of the fallen angels' necks in his hand as he just makes it go as it falls to the floor. And that's when everybody jumps in. We're seeing Issei's a lot taller now. As even she's like saying, fuck me. Fucking hell. Literally. In every literal orifice. What the hell is wrong with you? Issei just says, hey, don't get mad at me. I have no idea what's going on. As, well, Siegfried makes a run for it, along with Asuna. As, well, Issei goes back to normal. As Rias says, what else is going to happen today? Eventually, after a while, Issei and Rias meet up. Issei and Asuna meet up again. And this is where they once again meet Renee. After Issei got Asuna some ice cream. As Renee turns up again saying, well, if it isn't Issei, I thought I killed you some time back, but when my friend told me that a boy with brown hair was still alive, I got to admit, I'm hurt. Hurt that you didn't die, and now you try to find a nun slut. That's what she says in the actual anime. Okay, I don't mean any disrespect to anybody out there. And she throws her weapons into his legs as he sort of yelps in agony. This actually burns this time as he pulls them out and actually tries to grab hold of his legs as he forces himself to still stand. Renee gets very angry because he's not going down. As she just then says, Asuna, come here, girl. Leave with me, or otherwise I show your devil friend his own demise. As Asuna says, wait, he's a devil? As Issei says, had to come out sooner or later. Yes, I'm a devil. I'm a devil now, but that's only to beat her ass. As he points to, well, you know who. And she just laughs, saying, oh, Issei, you couldn't even kill me. What makes you think you could do it again? As the shield turns up and he actually grows to the same height he was when he faced Siegfried. Her saying, oh, so you've got a power up. Whoop-de-doo. You're not going to save yourself without any power. As Issei says, oh, I don't need power to send you straight to whatever black hole you crawled out of, or whatever hole you crawled out of. As he, runs. And with lore from 40k, Space Marines can go up to 40 to 60 miles per hour. Hell, even 80. Hell, even like 80 or something if they're pushing it. As even as she says, you're too. Wow, you're fast, but nothing that big should be able to move that fast. As she ends up getting smacked into the floor with a fist from Issei. As she then stabs him in the arm, takes Asuna and says, "You're coming with me," and leaves. Issei goes back down to his normal size as he sort of limps his way back to Rias. Anyway, guys, I'm leaving it off here. Oh, no, actually. Here's something new. Here's something for you. Instead of stopping it here, I'm going to say this. When he gets there, he meets somebody. The same hooded figure who saved him from in the first place. Ding ding. And this is now me fully leaving it here. Hope you enjoy. Have a nice day. Goodbye. This is my last one for today.